What is going on, guys? Commodore Laz here today, bringing to you my review of One Piece chapter 866 titled Natural Born Destroyer. Now, changing things up a little bit, but a review instead of a live reaction because of the processing my videos have been taking too long. And plus this chapter, when I read it, and I didn't record my live reaction, I felt this is more of a chapter I can probably do a review for. So let's dive into things. So we find out that Big Mom, her flashback, her backstory, we get to see her, what she looked like when she was a little kid. From the age of 5 years old. We found out that her parents had pretty much abandoned her on the outskirts of Elbaf. And judging from the design from one of the pirates I saw that was drinking the alcohol, kind of reminded me of the Titan guy that we got to see, as one of the guests who showed up at Big Mom's wedding. So I don't know if the two have a correlation together. There's a similarity that I found in the chapter, but they could be completely different characters for what we know, from back then compared to now. So that's just food for thought. But jumping into things as well, we find out about Dory and Brogy, and we get to see exactly what happened to the remains of their crew, who appear to be at Marine 4, judging from what I'm seeing here on my screen, where it shows Mother Caramel coming in to pretty much try and save these guys. And how she's saying that, we can't do this because, they'll take up revenge on humanity. They're going to go against humanity. And, Mother Caramel seen as like this ray of hope. When we see like the light shining upon her, it's like, she's the person that's going to be able to try and fix ties with whatever's going on between the giants and their hatred for humans, apparently. Coming back to what we've seen with the Minks, we were rumored that the Minks hate humans. That really wasn't the case when the Straw Hats went to go meet them. So I'm sure that probably the same encounter will happen when they go off and meet the other giants over in Elbaf. But it was interesting to see, though, like how, Linlin's upbringing became. We got to see how Mother Caramel pretty much was someone who was raising kids, taking care of them regardless of what their age, their race, anything regarding them. She accepted all of them as her own kids. And it was kind of tough to see that how Linlin was kind of like, like the outcast of the group. Even though you had people that were like, we had this like kid that was like a prince from like, a country raised, by riots and revolutions. You had kids that were, brought up from like slavery and poverty, all these different things. And it's kind of sad to see that, like, despite all this, as these kids are labeled outcasts, Big Mom is literally like the biggest target. Like, she's seen as like the prime example of what an outcast really is. And it doesn't really help in her situation too that she has an apparent addiction to candy, which we have known for a long time, that she's gung-ho when it comes to food and stuff. But it really does speak volumes of what her rage is like when she has candy, but we'll see that towards the end. But we end up seeing how she ends up taking care of like this, bear and the wolf, and seeing how they got into a fight, and how it's like a kid when you give him like a hamster to take care of, and because that kid doesn't know how to take care of things properly, ends up doing the wrong thing that you expect. And unfortunately, that hamster, or we should say the bear in this situation, ends up dying because they end up consuming the wolf. Big Mom ended up giving a spanking, and unfortunately ends up killing the bear in like one shot. So yeah, she was pretty terrifying at 5 years old, and I'm not gonna let an animal or anything near Big Mom or someone of that nature. Like, that's a little crazy. But going more into the chapter as well, we end up kind of getting to see like other members of formerly of the pirate crew that belonged to Brogy and Dory. We also get to see or I believe the guy's name was Onigumo to pronounce, the guy with like the pig kind of face, and Kashi, who we get to see in this chapter as well, kind of talking with Linlin. How they're saying they're kind of like waiting 10 more years, for this legendary bout, which we know I think has to be between Dory and Brogy. But we also get to see a young Harduin, which I'm just like, damn, like it felt like he was around during that time with Big Mom, so he knows stuff about Big Mom at least, or at least from the times that they've been together on Elbaf. So it was really cool to see, and then also the fact that his dad is like very like strict on him. He's like, you need to become a better warrior. For the day that these two ever come back, you got to be ready when they do come back. So really crazy stuff there. And also getting to see as well Fallbeard and Jarl Mountbeard, which I think that's pretty crazy. Like, these guys are like some of the oldest warriors in the entire tribe for Elbaf. One of them being 344 years old, the other one being 345 years old. So it's kind of crazy to see like these are the two like big figures, I would say, in all of Elbaf, unless we haven't seen like the true king and everything, Odin, all that stuff. We also get information regarding Loki, his birth and everything, and especially I think they mentioned other siblings as well by the names of Roll, Gold, and Bog. So it's kind of interesting to see that like we're probably gonna end up meeting up with some of the other relatives that belong to Loki. But of course, the big portions of this chapter is what ended up happening to Big Mom and her craziness for Semla. And I'll just put it like this: do not bring Semla to a party, because this girl legit went off. And it goes from, like they had to fast for close to like 12 days because of this event that takes place where they don't eat. The only thing that touches their lips is water. And unfortunately, that does not work for Big Mom. It does not work for her at all. She ends up going absolutely batshit crazy and then ends up taking out a platoon of people, like a platoon of giants having been taken out. I'm thinking King's Hockey had to have been used. She must have awakened it at the young age that she was at. And I'm thinking like this is the only plausible way that I can see things kind of working out. How she was able to take out all these giants. I mean, she could have probably, attacked one of them here and there, but I think her King's Hockey was a major factor in play with this entire situation. But at the very end too, we have to see that Yorley is about to go and try and strike Big Mom. And we see that Mother Caramel is trying to intervene, trying to stop things with what's going on. But Yorley proclaims her to be a demon. Now, it can go in so many ways. Could we be saying, potentially she has like maybe ties with Kaido, like she's a demon, the demon race possibly. She's not really like, considered a giant, even though it's been stated she's a human. I mean, again, that can be a big change up, or just, the entire demeanor of Big Mom. She's just pretty much labeled as a demon. So I'm curious to see what's going to end up happening with Big Mom, with Mother Caramel, and seeing, how they're able to get out of this situation. I do believe, though, that by next chapter, if we do get any more information on it, we could probably end up seeing like Big Mom and Mother Caramel being like sent to the outskirts, or pretty much banned from Elbaf, or like they're separated from two ways. So Mother Caramel would go one way and kind of like Big Mom going the other way. If I have to kind of relate that to anything, if you go back to like Dragon Ball, I think it's not Fusion Reborn, I'm trying to remember, but it's the one that has Tapion with him and his brother, how they were trying to fight like this demon, and how the brother and him were pretty much separated to different universes. I kind of see a similarity to that. But that's pretty much going to cover things, guys. I gave this chapter an 8 out of 10. It's still very enjoyable because, again, it's a Yonko's flashback. So a lot of information we're going to be seeing in this chapter that, about Big Mom, Elbaf in general. I mean, Elbaf, I think there's still a lot more we're going to see eventually when the Straw Hats do show up there. But I do feel like, we might see more information, hopefully, for the next couple chapters, if indeed Big Mom does not get banned from Elbaf within the next chapter or two. So that's going to cover things, guys. If you did enjoy this review for One Piece, drop me a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys want to see more reviews going forward, because I try to do more reviews, because of the fact that my live reactions take way too long to render. And plus this chapter, again, like I said before, it's more of a chapter you can do a review for than doing a live reaction to. So yeah, that's going to cover everything here. So Commodore Laz signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.